Stampers, welcome to fancyforstampin.com. I'm Josie Cauler. Today we're going to make this Valentine Treat Box. It's really easy to make and it shouldn't take very long, so let me tell you what it is we need. Starting with cardstock, we need some sticky notes, one actually. We need a piece of 5 by 4 3/4 inch real red cardstock that will score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. We need one piece of 3 1/4 by 5 inch whisper white cardstock. 2 pieces of 3 1/2 by 5 1/4 inch real red cardstock. A scrap of sweet sugar plum and a scrap of powder pink cardstock. Okay? The other things we need, we're going to use the Sale-a-bration Party Panda stamp set, and we're going to use this bear, the Love You stamp, and the confetti stamp. We need the Lots of Labels framelits dies. We need the largest and second largest die. Oh, we also need, let me see, we need Memento black ink and powder pink and sweet sugar plum ink. We need, probably about a 12-inch piece of this 1/4 inch, what's it called, organza ribbon, whisper white organza ribbon. And we need this box, this cute little box. For inside the box, I have, in this one, I have 6 of the Hershey Nuggets, but you can also fit, instead of the Hershey Nuggets, one of these Russell Stover, this is dark chocolate and raspberry cream heart. So you either need 2 of these hearts or you need 6 to 12 Hershey Nuggets. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create the box. So we need the 5 by 4 3/4 inch piece of cardstock, and we're going to score that on all 4 sides at the 1 inch mark. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, you need your tear and tape. Or I guess if you have fast fuse, you can use fast fuse to assemble this box. So we're scoring this box on all 4 sides. Okay, let me get rid of my scoreboard. And with my paper snips, I am going to cut up on one score line up to where they intersect. And I'm going to take out a little notch, which makes it easier to assemble when you're putting the little box together. Okay, so we've got that all cut out. It looks like that. I'm going to fold all score lines. And then when I get out my supplies, I always forget one thing. I forgot to get out the tear tape. So bear with me and hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got my tear tape. So we've cut this out. We made our little tabs. So now we need to add tear tape on each of these 4 tabs. So I'm just going to put a little piece right there along each score line. And if you remember, I don't like to tear my tear and tape. I like to cut it. So that's what I'm going to do. Or you could use fast fuse here, I guess, to hold it together. I have some fast fuse, but I have a hard time getting it to work, so I'm still doing things the old-fashioned way. So we're going to peel the backing off, and we're going to assemble the box. Okay, there we have our box. Okay, now we need to make the top, the bottom, and the binding that holds the box together. Okay? And I forgot to mention that for the binding, you need a piece of 3 by 3 real red cardstock, and if you give me a minute, I'll go get a piece. And you're going to score it at 1 inch and then at 2 inches. Hold on a second, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here we have a 3 by 3 inch piece of real red cardstock. So what you need to do with this is you need to put it on your scoreboard or your paper trimmer, and you need to score it at 1 and 2 inches. Okay, and fold on the score lines. Okay, then with your tear tape, you're going to add tear tape along one score line, scissors, and one edge. Then you will flip it over. Here's one score line and one edge. Then you'll flip it over and add tear tape along the opposite score line. And edge. So if you look at it, you've got a 3 by 3 piece of cardstock. It's scored at 1 and 2 inches and folded. Okay, you've got tear tape on one side, flip it over on the other side. Okay, so the reason why we do that is because we are going to attach this to the bottom of this box along the 3-inch side. So I'm going to remove my tear tape backing, and very carefully I'm going to add this to the bottom of the box. I'm going to line it up with that first score line. Just like that. So now you have this. Okay? See, that's going to act as a binding here. You can, and I did on this one, add a strip of tear tape down the middle or on the box here, so when it opens, it just opens like this. I think I'll go ahead and do that. Let me put a piece on there. Just like that. Okay, so there we go, just like that. Now it's okay. All right, let's set that to the side. Next thing you need to do is you need to cut the largest labels framelit out of your 2 pieces of 3.5 by 5.25 inch real red cardstock. You're going to cut 2 of them, okay? One for the top of the box and one for the bottom, with the largest lots of labels framelit. And then you're going to take the second largest framelit and you're going to cut 1 3.25 by 5 inch whisper white. Okay? Give me a sec, I'll run over to my Big Shot and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we've got 2 large out of real red and 1 second largest out of Whisper White. Now the Whisper White is the one that we're going to stamp on. So you need your bear from Party Panda and some black Memento ink. Let me ink this guy up a little bit here. Let's get him really good and inked. Okay, and we're going to line him up on here and stamp. And if the balloon runs over, it's okay, because we're going to cover that up with some hearts. Okay, so there, that turned out pretty good. Now if you look on this one, I have 2 strings here for the balloon, and the way I did that without messing up the bear is I took a sticky note and I covered him up, sort of made a mask. Okay, and let me ink up my bear again. We just need some ink on that string, and we're going to offset it just a bit. And the balloons are going to overlap, but that's okay, because like I said, we're going to cover them up. Okay, so there, we have our bear and 2 strings stamped. Okay, next thing we need to do is take our scrap, and where did I set it, of Pretty in Pink cardstock, or powder pink cardstock, and the Love You stamp, and our black ink, and I'm going to stamp Love You, just like that. And I'm going to punch that out with the heart punch. Okay, and we're going to punch out 1 sweet sugar plum heart. Okay, so those are punched. Next thing, we're going to take the confetti stamp set, or stamp actually, from the Party Panda set, and sweet sugar plum ink, and I'm going to stamp. Ink up my stamp, stamp off, stamp, stamp off, stamp, stamp off, stamp, 4 times. Okay, we did that. We can wipe this off. Let me wipe it off real quick, or just, there we go. And then powder pink ink. We're not going to stamp off on this, and we're just going to go right over the same places. Okay, we got that done. Next thing I want to do is I want to use dimensionals to attach this to one of my red labels framelit, and I just threw my dimensionals on the floor. Oh, there we go. I got them. I got them. Okay. My messy work area. I always make a mess when I work. I have a hard time keeping it cleaned off. Come on off of there. And we'll put this on here like so. Okay, so I've got my stamped piece attached to the real red base with dimensionals. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take my sweet sugar plum heart and add some adhesive to the back, and I'm going to line that up so the point of the heart lines up with this one balloon string. Okay, and this second stamped heart on powder pink, I'm going to add a dimensional to the back, just like that, and overlap the sweet sugar plum heart, line up the point of the heart with the base, so it's like that. Okay, now we need to attach this. We need to attach this piece to the box right there. So remember, we assembled the box and we've got this tear and tape on here, so we need to remove this backing. Get something sharp to remove the backing here. Okay, and we will line this long edge up with this fold right there. There we go. Okay, we've got that done. So see, we've got that. Now we have our box. It's covered. Okay, after you get the top attached to the box, you're going to flip it over and you're going to add a strip of tear and tape along each edge. There. And right there. Get that out of the way. Okay, and after we peel the backing off, we're going to add this other cutout that we have to the back, so the box looks like that. You probably should put the bottom on before you put the top on, but I don't like to do things the logical way. So we'll just line that up and attach, and there we have it. We need about a 12-inch piece of this organza ribbon. And we'll slide that between our stamped image maybe. There we go. And we'll wrap it around. Oh, 12 inches I see isn't going to be long enough. Probably 16. Would have helped if I would have measured this before. So let me do this before I even cut it. This is what I usually do. There we go. Now I'll cut it. Okay, we need to add some rhinestones to the front of this little box. Put one there. I got the edges of my stamps a little, so I'm going to cover up my stamp edges with the rhinestones. And we'll put one there. And we need one up on this balloon right there. And a teeny tiny one up there on the Love You. Okay, so there we've got our box. So I said you can put one of these Russell Stover hearts in there. See, that fits. And at the beginning I said you needed 2 of these to make this box, and you do. One for the box and one for you. Or you could add 6 Hershey Nuggets in there. And I said I have 9. because 6 go in the box. And these 3 are for me. So we got our candy in there. And we'll just tie a nice little bow here to hold it shut. And we'll fiddle with it a little to get it to look really nice and pretty. So, there you go. You got a little treat. Something sweet for that sweetheart of yours. And let me redo this. I struggle with bows sometimes. I'm always able to tie them, but I never can get the tails pointing in the direction, there we go, that I want them to point in. Okay, so there we go. That's done, and we can snip the edges a little. And it's ready to go. There it is. Well, I hope you enjoyed your visit here today. Until next time, happy stamping!